Hi there, Ethan here. You are learning vocabulary for IELTS or for whatever it is. If you're Vietnamese, I'm sure that you're quite familiar with the phrase thất bại là mẹ thành công, right? This phrase can be literally interpreted into English as failure is the mother of success. Although in English it's hard to find any equivalent idiom or proverb that have the same meaning, but there are a plenitude, there are a lot of words and phrases which we can use to indicate or modify the mother of success and failure. And that is exactly what we're gonna study today. You know, this video is the very first video in the series of, Project Fancy academic words. Thus, I would like to remind ourselves of failure in order to, guarantee our success. Without further ado, let's study the word today, the word that relating to failure, used to modify failure, and it is happen to be formal. Now, the word I'm talking about is the word abject. Abject. No matter if you are speaking American English or British English, the pronunciation is unchanged. It is both abject. Now, remember the last sound k and t, abject. And remember the stress on the first syllable, abject. Alright? Now, this is a British pronunciation of the word
abject.
And this is American pronunciation of the word
abject.
Alright, a piece of advice: when a video pronounces the word, I suggest repeating after the pronunciation, since scientifically when you repeat something out loud and hearing your voice, it is better for your memory. Now that's pronunciation of the word abject. Now for the meaning of the word abject. The word abject have two meanings, but I will only introduce you the meaning that is usually used. You can go online and find another meaning, but I don't think it's necessary. It's rather hard to use, in my opinion. Now, regarding the meaning of the word, it is hard to say the exact meaning of the word, but I can tell you that this word is used as an intensifier. Now, intensifiers are words that can be used to emphasize the strength of another word. For example, I have strong, and then I have very strong. So very is an intensifier that modifies for the word strong. The same, abject is an intensifier. Though abject do not go with everything else. Abject go with a certain number of words. Those words are nouns since abject is an adjective. And those nouns are usually have a negative meaning. And when I say negative, I mean not good, have a not good meaning. Something like failure, no, not good, right? Poverty, well, not good. Misery, inefficiency, to name a few. Abject is an adjective used to emphasize the strength of a noun after it. And those nouns have to be something that kind of negative, have a negative meaning. And thus we have abject failure, which means very big, very enormous failure. Abject poverty is mean extremely poor. Abject misery is mean extremely miserable. Abject, an adjective, usually go before a noun. Well, we have a technical word for this, but I don't think you should remember. And abject used to emphasize the strength of a noun after it. And those nouns are usually those that have negative meaning. Alright, let's look at some example. For the first few years, he endured abject misery. People in developing countries are living in abject poverty. The plan yielded nothing but abject inefficiency. Alright, that's a pronunciation, the meaning, and some example. Now, how to use them in the IELTS test exactly? There are plenty of scenarios which I found it is usable. First of all, let's talk about in IELTS Writing Task 1. You know, when we deal with IELTS Writing Task 1, we have a graph called trend. Now imagine I have to deal with this kind of diagram and I see this line is going down very low, right? In which case I can use reach, an abject, low. This means go down very low. Anyway, if you have no idea what IELTS Writing Task 1 train, I suggest the link down below, or above. And also we can use the word abject in IELTS writing task 2. For example, we have to write a problem solution essay, and we want to convey that this solution may result in failure. Then we have a collocation, result in abject failure. Or when we write advantage, disadvantages, we can use the word abject to emphasize one of the disadvantage. Like I'm talking about studying abroad. One disadvantage of studying abroad is homesickness. Then I can say homesickness can lead to abject misery. You see, quite easy to apply that, right? Now, how about speaking? Well, when it comes to speaking, we can use everything. Let me give you some questions in part 1, part 2, and part 3 respectively that you can then answer my question using the word abject. Alright, I'll speaking part 1 questions. What kind of music do you dislike? What kind of subject do you hate studying? Well, I can listen to all kind of music except for rock. When I listen to rock, it gives me the abject misery. When I was studying in high school, whenever I was studying physics, I feel an abject misery in my stomach. Or in IELTS speaking part 2, they ask you to describe a failure you made in high school or a bad decision you have ever made. You can start your talking with one of my abject failure happened in my high school. Or in part 3, when you have to discuss questions about environment or economy, such as these. Alright, so abject pronunciation. This abject is an adjective. It is used to emphasize the strength of noun after it, and those nouns usually have a negative meaning. We can use it in writing task 1 in train. You can also use it in IELTS writing task 2, such as problem solution or in advantage, disadvantage. And we can use it in speaking. And that is everything you need to know about the word abject. I hope that you can use it in your conversation as well as in the IELTS test. But remember, the word abject is a formal word, so try to pay attention to the context when you decide to use it. Now, before you get on with your life, I suggest going to the comment section, leave a comment, writing 1 or 2 examples about the word abject that you can think of. And one more thing, please don't hesitate to click on the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the video. I'm Ethan and today is Monday. See you on Tuesday.